Hey, what's up guys, BenzoFigures here. And today I'll be showcasing a couple of Adventure Time figures that I made sometime last year. I didn't record any footage on making these since I didn't really put too much thought into it at the time. And I was just making some figures while chilling with some friends. But even still, these figures are mostly repaints with a few modifications to it. I wanted to make some Adventure Time customs since I initially missed out on those. I want to say it was made by Jazzwares back in the day, but secondhand market prices on those figures are super expensive now. I haven't really had much luck finding them at my local comic book shops or at any cons, and other than those foot-tall Mondo figures coming out, there seems to be nowhere in sight for affordable Adventure Time figures anytime soon. So I decided to make some customs for Adventure Time with some old Jazzware Fortnite figures that I had collected a few years back, but now converting it into customs. I remember taking some inspiration from the artist Darren Z artwork of Finn, and for Jake, I kinda just winged it with the closest pug figure I found. At least with these Fortnite Legendary Series figures, these customs will scale more closely with my other Cartoon Network figure collection. But yeah, anyways, who's your favorite Adventure Time character? So Finn stands at about 6 1/8 inches tall, and Jake is ever so slightly under 6 inches tall. And here they are with some other figure lines and customs. So let's get started with the breakdown of these figures, starting with Finn. Like I said earlier, this design is slightly inspired by Darren Z, since that art style has Finn with regular human proportions. Making a lore-accurate Finn is way beyond my customizing scope. Yeah, I know, skill issue. But this version of Finn in this style is still really cool regardless, so yeah. The base and bulk of the figure is from a Fortnite Legendary Series aerial threat figure. This is a really great base for Finn because of its simplicity. It's got a regular plain t-shirt, shorts, long socks sculpted onto it. Not much to sculpt to add onto it, to be honest. Yeah, the less work the better. For the head sculpt, I kept the original head and added hair sculpt onto it. But from personal experience, it's actually pretty tough to remove these. I think there's a hinge or something that connects the head and the neck together, so a simple pop wouldn't work. I had to Dremel down the original hair so that way I could put a hood over it later. Later on, I used a 2-part epoxy clay and sculpted the hair. I'll probably give the hair sculpt another go down the line and try to make it more accurate to the version it's based off of. I think the hood came from a drip figure from Fortnite, since my original attempt at making Finn came from that figure. But ultimately decided to give it another try since I didn't really like how my first attempt legs looked. Bulky kneecaps. Using some leftover clay for the hair, I sculpted on the bare ears to the hood. Looks like I have to give this another layer of paint since it got damaged from reusing the parts. Since he has a wristband on his right arm, I decided to give him the metal arm look, just to hide the armband a little better. Plus, I like the metal arm look on Finn, to be honest. I think over the wrist hinge, there's a bit of paint rub since I didn't properly prep the figure, so I gotta be careful posing it around. For the sword, I forgot which one in particular I used, to be honest, but Hasbro loves reusing their accessories across their figures. But I think it's similar or the same sword from the Angela figure. I added on a hilt and used an X-Acto blade to chip the blade of the sword and added some wear and tear to it, so that way it stands out more. Painting the figure? Oh man, I forgot what particular mixtures I used, to be honest. But I opted for a more vibrant and a higher saturated color palette for Finn since he's a cartoon character, and the world of Adventure Time is colorful as hell, since I wanted to keep that aspect of it when creating this custom. For Jake, this is just a repaint of the doggo figure from the Legendary series. No lie, I still have no idea how to make Jake, but I didn't want to make Finn without Jake, so this is a bit of a placeholder. But if you guys have any ideas or any thoughts on how to make a Jake the dog figure, definitely let me know. Jake is my favorite Adventure Time character, and I would love to revisit and remake Jake and improve upon this. But yeah, let me pass the question off to you. Who's your favorite Adventure Time character? So, that will about do it for this video. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and check out my other custom figures on the playlist on my channel. Till next time.